Hello and welcome to the old Fliers. Does size matter? In the aviation world, it sure does. I'll give you a few examples. Height. Renowned pilot Eric Winkle Brown was a man of short stature, just 5'7" tall. He holds the record for the number of different types of aircraft flown by one pilot, 487. He said, "The pilot's short size was a big advantage in his work, especially during difficult landings, including the 11 plane crashes he survived. Taller pilots would have lost their lives, but Brown was able to simply curl his short legs beneath his seat or pull his head down, preventing his neck from being broken." When the DH-108 Swallow was being test flown to break the sound barrier, violent oscillations killed Chief Test Pilot Jeffrey de Havilland Jr. He broke his neck after striking the canopy. Jeffrey was a tall man. Eric Brown was tasked with replicating the flight to establish the cause of the oscillations. Here is Brown talking about how his short stature saved him from a broken neck when the Swallow violently pitched up and down.
Few months after war ended, trials of the tailless DH-108 began with Jeffrey de Havilland's flight at Woodbridge.
To achieve supersonic flight was the holy grail of aviation in my time. At the end of the war, the de Havilland team visited Germany and were fascinated by the 163. So de Havilland swept the wings back 45 degrees, up the jet engine to about 3,500 pounds thrust. He decided to prepare for an attempt on the world speed record. Their chief test pilot was Jeffrey de Havilland, the son of the founder of the company. I knew Jeffrey very well. I saw a lot of Jeffrey. To me, Jeffrey was more of the Hollywood type of test pilot. The way he was going to work up for it was to start with high-speed runs at 10,000 feet. Come down 1,000 feet at a time, keep full throttle on each run. And he was running at 7 when suddenly the aircraft disintegrated. The aircraft debris and Jeffrey's body fell on Egypt Bay. Jeffrey was still in his parachute, but it had never been attempted to be opened. So right away there was the first mystery. Secondly, it was found that Jeffrey had a broken neck. The cause of the disintegration was to be investigated, and this was given to Farnborough. I started to follow the same pattern of flight that he had gone on. I'd got down to 4,000 feet. Suddenly the aircraft went into a violent oscillation. It did 3 cycles a second. And in each cycle, I was subjected to plus 4G and minus 3G. The medics say that a pilot will stand this for 10 seconds before going unconscious. The one thought was survival. How do I get this sorted out? I was beginning to lose consciousness. So what I did was hold the throttle, hold the stick, and this was pure instinct. Just hold both back gently together. As suddenly as it happened, after 7 seconds, it stopped. I was pretty pleased about it, I can tell you. I could see clearly that Jeffrey's head had probably violently struck the canopy, broken his neck. And when you take on a job like that, part of it is a dare, part of it is a professional challenge. Somebody done an analysis of my flying, and they say I've had 13 that might have finished up fatal. But I don't know. I think the two things have contributed to my survival. I was a stickler for preparation before a flight. There was a type of pilot who was a bit gung-ho. The great saying would be, kick the tires, light the fires, and the last one off's a sissy. Now, if you have that attitude in test flying, you are not going to last very long. And secondly, the fact I am small helped my survival. For example, I had a crash in a vampire. If I had been 6 feet, I'd have lost my legs. I survived purely because I was small, and I curled myself up in the cockpit.
Then there is weight. Commercial pilots are healthy men and women, tested regularly to maintain current and safe standards. Being obese would render them unfit to fly. The economics of hauling around a heavier person are also to be considered. Compare a healthy 95 kilo man against a healthy 60 kilo man or woman. In a pilot's working lifetime of 40 years, that 35 kilo difference would cost an airline dearly. How much? Well, consider this. Pilots no longer carry flight bags on board stuffed with heavy paper charts, weather and loading sheets. Instead, they carry an electronic flight bag preloaded onto an iPad or similar. Tons of fuel per aircraft per year has been saved, worth thousands of dollars. As for passengers, you wouldn't be surprised to learn that the weight of the average passenger has increased over past decades. Also not surprised to learn that the weight of passengers differs according to their nationality. Let's do the sums. Using averages, 300 American men boarding a Boeing 777 weigh 24,000 kilo. 300 Asian men on average weigh 18,000 kilo, a 6-ton difference. Then there is the season to consider. 300 people in winter clothing, including their luggage, do weigh more than they do in summer, though the total weight is constrained by what the airline allows as your limit. The average man and woman is also a bit taller and wider than before, meaning that the spacing between seats has had to be increased. Since 1960, there has been a 20 centimetre increase in height of the average man as shown in this chart. Will these trends continue? Ask me again in 10 years. Thank you for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button to promote new content.